Yo, what's good, folkers? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. It's Tyrant's Bane. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy News, where today on March 24th, 2021, I'm going to discuss with you some history of the shooter of the Boulder, Colorado massacre on Monday. Now, there are a lot of bullshit going around, particularly from politicians and the media and Joe Biden about how certain gun control measures would have prevented such an attack. But I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that went on with this young man, this little prick, this alleged shooter, right, of this alleged shooting, right, that's going to shine a little light on whether or not a background check or even an assault weapons ban would have prevented this attack, would have stopped him from doing what he wanted to do. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Now, this is from I'll put a link in the description. Now, look, if I say I'll put a link in the description, I have every intent on doing so, but sometimes, by the time it's done rendering and uploading, I just, I forget. So, I'll do my best to remember this time. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get ready to upload this, I'll be able to set it up and I'll do it right then and there. Okay, so Colorado grocery store shooting suspect prone to rage delusions. Okay, according to officials. Prone to rage and delusion. Well, how do we know this? We're going to get into that. Boulder, Colorado. Law enforcement officials and former associates of the 21-year-old accused of killing 10 people at a Colorado supermarket described the suspect as someone prone to rage who was suspended from high school for a sudden attack on a classmate that left the student bloodied. Now, this happened in high school, and I did a little bit of research into whether or not this guy has a criminal background, maybe a conviction, or something that would have stopped him from being able to purchase a firearm after a background check. But he didn't, okay? Now, this happened in high school, where he attacked a student. And what happens in high schools? Students attack other students. They beat other students up. They bully other people. They get bullied and fight back. They're straight up phase. They're, fair ones. You know what I'm saying? This happens in high school. This is part of growing up. This is part of being an adolescent. So any number of students, they get in fights in high school and they grow up to be model citizens. They grow up to be good people. You know what I'm saying? I've been in fights in high school and didn't go around shooting people later in life. So let's just say that. So Ahmad Al-Aliwi Alisa, who is from the Denver suburb of Arvada, was booked into jail Tuesday on murder charges a day after the attack at King Soopers grocery in Boulder. He was due to make his first court appearance on Thursday. Alisa had bought an assault weapon on March 16th, 6 days before the attack, according to an arrest affidavit. Investigators have not established a motive, said Boulder County District Attorney Michael Doherty. It was not immediately known where the suspect purchased the weapon. But he purchased the weapon, okay? There are background checks. There's the NICS system, right? There's the NICS. So it ran his background, and obviously it came back clear. So, there is a background checks. There are background checks. There are federal background checks. You have to call, if you go into a store to purchase a firearm, boom, you get a background check. Okay. Now, it doesn't say specifically whether he bought it from a store or from another individual. But understand this. If he bought it from a private person, background check is not going to help. A background check is not going to stop that. And also, even if you do universal background checks, where you're required to do a background check if you do private sales or private transfers, that doesn't mean that the person's going to do it. That doesn't mean that they're not going to do it illegally and risk getting caught doing it. Universal background check is only going to work for those who are going to follow the law. That's number one. So let's say he did a private purchase of this assault weapon. It wasn't going to stop him if there was a universal background check, because he probably bought it from someone who was willing to sell it illegally. So it is what it is. It's not going to stop it. Criminals are going to continue to do what they want to do. All right, so a law enforcement official briefed on the shooting. Damn, going somewhere. Said the suspect's family told investigators they believed Elisa was suffering from some type of mental illness, including delusions. Okay? Relatives described times when Elisa told them people were following or chasing him, which they said may have contributed to the violence. The official said. You see what's going on here? The official was not authorized to speak publicly and spoke to the Associated Press on conditions of anonymity. An anonymous motherfucking witness. An anonymous, okay, another anonymous dude that the Associated Press uses, right? After the shooting, detectives went to Elisa's home and found his sister-in-law, who told them that he had been playing around with a weapon she thought looked like a machine gun about 2 days earlier, according to the arrest affidavit. No one answered the door at the Arvada home, believed to be owned by the suspect's father. The two-story house with a 3-car garage sits in a relatively new middle and upper-class neighborhood. You see what's going on here? Family members talking about how he was suffering from delusions and paranoia, and people are following him and people are after him and this, that, and the third. You see what's going on here? This sounds to me like a mental health issue of this cat. Not even some people were saying he's an ISIS sympathizer, whatever the case may be. This dude, if this is true, and I'm going to read more that's going to have you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why wasn't something done about this a long time ago? You see what I'm saying? We'll get more into that. When he was a high school senior in 2018, Elisa was found guilty of assaulting a fellow student in class after knocking him to the floor, then climbing on top of him and punching him in the head several times, according to a police affidavit. Elisa got in the classroom, walked over to the victim, and cold-cocked him in the head, the affidavit read. Elisa complained that the student had made fun of him and called him racial names weeks earlier, according to the affidavit. In our Arvada police report on the incident, said the victim was bloodied and vomiting after the assault. Elisa was suspended from school and sentenced to probation and community service. Okay. Probation and community service. I don't know if he was 18 or not. It doesn't say. I don't know if he was tried as an adult or whatever the case may be. He probably took a plea deal, but this doesn't sound like something that would that a background check will prevent someone from purchasing a firearm. Now, even if it was, because again, I don't know, this might have been before he was an adult. It might have been expunged. I don't know. I have no idea. No, it wasn't expunged because they were able to find the records. But if this is something that would prevent him from purchasing a firearm via background check, which already happens, by the way, again, that would not stop him from purchasing a firearm from a private person who is a criminal. You understand? He could have made a criminal purchase of a firearm, bypassing the background check, even if it was a universal background check, even if it's required for private sales, even if it's required for private transfers, you can still go get one. It's not going to stop it. This wouldn't have stopped this. You know what would have stopped it? Some basic intervention could have stopped this of him, right? Somebody should have done something about this dude a long time ago, years ago. All right, but it gets deeper than that. So, one of the former high school wrestling teammates, Angel Hernandez, said Elisa got enraged after losing a match in practice once, letting out a stream of invectives and yelling he would kill everyone. Yelling what? He would kill everyone? Hernandez said the coach kicked Elisa off the team for that outburst. So, someone gets upset about losing a wrestling match during practice, starts yelling and screaming, and says they're going to kill everyone. And all you do is kick them off the team? With all that's been going on with these school shootings, you wouldn't think, maybe we should have this dude looked after. Maybe we should have him talk to somebody. Maybe he should speak to a psychiatrist or a counselor. Maybe somebody needs to do some type of intervention, see what's going on in this dude's life that makes him want to kill everyone because he lost the fucking wrestling match. You see what's going on here? You see what could have happened? This dude probably would never have been able to buy a firearm if he was sought after, if he was addressed, if his issues were addressed in a timely fashion by these adult-ass idiots, right? Like his coach and his parents and others. Perhaps something could have been done to prevent any such violence from this man. Maybe. Just like the cat and Marjorie Stone Douglas in Florida. I forgot what city that was. The high school, I'm not going to say his name. It might trip out the algorithm. You know where Daniel Hogg comes from, that place? Even he had a history where the police got called on him about 30, 45 times. And then the FBI was looking into him, didn't do anything. This shit happens. But they want to blame it on the firearm, and they want to punish every other individual that has no intent on harming anybody. That's what the solution they have. Instead of addressing the real problem, they want to attack firearms and firearm owners. And they want to strip them for all rights. So they're full of shit. He was one of those guys with a short fuse, Hernandez said. Once he gets mad, it's like something takes over and it's not him. There's nothing stopping him at that point. So clearly, this guy has some mental health issues. Years, and this was seen years before this here attack. Clearly, this dude had a history of mental health issues that he has displayed. He beat somebody. You know what I'm saying? He yelled that he was going to kill everybody. And yet, you guys are just letting him walk around like all willy-nilly. And we're supposed to believe that, right? We're supposed to believe that universal background checks, assault weapons bans will stop people like him from committing mass murder, committing mass shootings, when no one's addressing the real problem. No one's addressing the real problem, but background checks and assault weapons bans are going to stop this. No. You know what that's going to do? It's going to stop people like me and you from possessing the tools to defend ourselves and to protect our families and protect our well-being, protect our prosperity. That's what that's going to do. It's going to stop us from being able to stand and fight against the tyrannical government. That's what it's going to do. And I don't care what they say about, what do you think your little AR-15 is going to do something against the government? Oh, you think the government with their Tomahawk missiles and their Predator drones, you think you're going to stop it with an AR-15? It's not about that. All right? It's not about that. Listen. In war, It's full out war. Let's say there is resistance. This is full out war. You can have all the Hellfire missiles and Predator drones that you desire, but that's not going to that's only going to do so much. You still have to control things on the ground. You still have to go on the ground, and you have to do certain things in that manner. You can't just level every building. You think you can carpet bomb the entire United States if we decide to stand up and fight against tyrannical government? Is that what you think is going to happen? You think people? So you think this, the military is just going to just all right? Fuck it. Well, let's nuke New York. No, they're not. No. Oh, let's just level some buildings. Let's just wipe the whole thing out. Let's carpet bomb the Midwest. Let's carpet bomb California. It's not going to work like that. That's not how it works. You understand? That's not how it works. You have to have boots on the ground. You have to have that going on as well. You have to have ground forces to make advancements and to control buildings, control resources, right? That's what you want. It's not just about all out just destruction, right? And it wouldn't be like that in the United States if there was like some sort of another revolutionary war here in the United States. It wouldn't just, all right, go, Timmy, go to your hometown in your drone and just drop a bomb on your mama's house. No, it's not gonna work like that. And if it did, we wouldn't have been in Vietnam for 10 years. If it did, we wouldn't have been in Afghanistan as long as we have been in Afghanistan and Iraq. You know what I'm saying? If it was that simple, we would still not be over there fighting. We would not have been in Vietnam that long. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what the people are thinking. All right. So, here we go. See, this is what's going on here. Instead of doing something about the person that has shown clear signs of being a nut basket, they want to go somewhere else with it, right? Hernandez said Elisa would act strangely sometimes, turning around, suddenly glancing over his shoulder. He would say, "Did you see that? Did you see it?" Hernandez recalled, "We wouldn't see anything. We always thought he was messing with us." You see this? Clear patterns, clear signs. Arvada police investigated, but dropped a separate criminal mischief complaint involving the suspect in 2018. Investigated, but dropped. Would that show up in Nix? I don't think so. And Detective David Snelling, the man, also was cited for speeding in February. It's an infraction. That's not a crime. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna not pass a background check to purchase a firearm because you got caught speeding. None of the shit that they're proposing right now would have stopped this. None of it. Our community is obviously concerned and upset that the suspect lived here, Snelling said. But the people in the community knew this dude was a nut basket and just let him just going around being a nut basket, threatening to kill everybody, beating people up in school, which is normal. People beat people up at school. But the threatening, the turning around, you see it, the paranoid delusions, like all this shit, y'all couldn't think, hey, the parents couldn't say, hey, the school, the teachers, this coach, they couldn't be like, yo, there's something's wrong with this dude, man. We need to do something about this. No, they don't want to do that. This is exactly what they want. They want this to fester. They want this type of shit to grow and fester and become a problem so that they can find a reason to control you. Simple as that.
Thank you for everybody being here today. Dozens of agencies.
So, well after dark Tuesday night, about 100 people mourned the makeshift memorial near the grocery and adorned the wreaths, candles, banners, reading Boulder Strong and 10 crosses with blue hearts and victims' names. All right. So, I mean, oh, here they had to add this part. Monday's attack was the 7th mass killing this year in the U.S. following the March 16th shooting that left 8 people dead at 3 Atlanta area massage businesses, according to the database compiled by the AP. Of course. I also want to look into him, see if he had a criminal background. See what's going on with this dude. I don't think he did. So anyway, this is the biggest problem, right? If you see a nut basketing, then motherfucking do something about it. If you see a dude, if you see somebody talking about running around going crazy, oh, I want to kill everybody because I lost a fucking match in the wrestling game. Like, the fuck? You don't let this, what are you doing? Address it. Address it right then and there, in the right way. Don't just say, oh, well, you know, he's a fucking angsty kid. No. Threatening to kill everybody? But what do they want to do? They want to kill your rice by death of 1,000 cuts. They want to boil the frog slow, right? So that the frog doesn't know it's being boiled. Well, guess what? I saw the fire get cut on before they threw me in that motherfucking water, and I ain't going for it. We have to wake up. This is bullshit. All these gun control measures they're pushing, they always use these tragedies to push this shit. And it's so obvious. And it's so obvious that the things they're pushing would not have stopped what they're trying to stop. And they're not trying to stop it. I'm gonna help y'all understand that. They're not trying to stop mass shootings, because if they did, then they would be talking more about what's going on in places like LA, Chicago, parts of New York, other places where there's all kind of killings going on, you know, black on black crime, white on white crime, white on white death, Hispanic on Hispanic, and then some crossovers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just black on black crime. It's not just black on black murder. There's also white on white murder. There's also brown on brown murder. But they're not going to cover that. They're going to talk about motherfuckers run up in the places with AR-15s and shooting in mass shootings and shit like that, like random cats. Look, they want to ban assault weapons, right? They want to ban ARs. ARs were used in less than, I want to say, less than 1% of deaths, of shooting deaths. Or there's 1%. It makes up 1% of shooting deaths. Less than that. And that's just any rifle, any long gun, right? Assault rifles are even less than that. Around the same amount of people are killed with knives. More people are killed with hands and feet than they are killed by any rifle. And pistols are used in most murders. Most shooting murders are pistols. It's not ARs. It's pistols. That's what. And then there's more shotgun deaths than there are assault weapons deaths, assault rifle deaths, AR-15 deaths. So I mean, it's bullshit. You know, they just focusing on the AR right now because that's what these clowns are using, right, to commit these mass murders or whatever. But I mean, it's bullshit, yo. Like, we have to wake up and recognize that they're playing games with us, man. They want you to think that this is really real. They want you to think that background checks, assault weapons bans, this, that, and the third is going to stop. Like, all the crime is going to go away. It's not. The first assault weapons ban in '94, they're acting like, oh, it lowered this, that. No. First of all, the type of shooting, the type of shit that was going down during the assault weapons ban was already trending downward. It was already trending downward before the assault weapons ban started. It was already going down. Those particular crimes using AR-15s, they were already going down. Already. It was just a pattern. It continued. So don't let them fool you with the bullshit, okay? Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. We need to hit this hard. We need to let these people know that we're on to their games, and we have to stay up, and we have to be vigilant, and we have to stand strong. We cannot let them pull on our heartstrings. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's very sad, but it can be sad, and I can maintain an objective stance and a logical stance in regards to how I deal with the AR-15 in the bans and the background checks and all this bullshit. I can understand that would not have prevented this. If he really wanted to do it, he would have done it, and he did it. People who really want to commit crimes, they're going to do it, whether there's laws against it or not, whether something is prohibited or not. Prohibitions do not work. They just increase the crime rate. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.